Hey guys, Mark with Think Insurance, and today we're going to talk about how to read reviews on an insurance company that you're investigating, or you're trying to decide which company that you want to go with and you're not quite sure if they're the right fit. It happens all the time. I actually get a lot of customers when I mention certain companies, they just don't know or haven't heard of them, even though they may have a really good track record. Well, there are some companies out there that have really bad reviews, but they're really good companies. So we're going to dive into that right now. The first thing you should do is know that the agent that you're speaking with. It's more important to understand that the agent that you're working with has your best interest in mind before you start diving into the company that you should go with. Because this person should be recommending certain things, listening to what you're speaking of, and kind of playing off of that to find the best fit for you. At least that's the way that we do it with the agency that I've worked with, is we do what we call value add. We always try to find a reason or a specific part of the insurance that's important to you. And what we do is we focus on those pieces to make sure that we get that fit and the coverage that you should be at to give you the best options. You got to be a little bit careful because some agents go a little bit crazy and they just start stacking coverage over coverage. And when you go to ask them what anything means, they don't really have a clue. So it might be worth it to ask a couple questions at the end of your conversation and maybe find out and kind of test out the reasons that they give you certain coverages. Either way, you found a company that you want to go with and you're happy with them so far. The price fits what you're looking for and the coverages seem to be fair. So you start researching them and you type in the name of the company on Google, and all of a sudden these 1-star and 2 stars pop up and start scaring you a little bit because it looks like it's not the best company. Well, here's what I do. There's a couple ways that you should do this. First of all, Google the company reviews. So let's say we're looking up State Farm. Let's type into Google State Farm reviews and see what shows up. Now, in reality, all we're looking for when we start searching through that Google list is the number of stars. When you see the companies that have reviews and have a rating to them, you can quickly see that the common is normally putting the star system, just like you see on Amazon. So you found some reviewed companies, and I would pick at least 2, maybe 3 if you can see them, and see the number of reviews that they've been given. You want to make sure that there's at least a couple hundred reviews. That way you know that the company's done an in-depth search and they've got some really good feedback. Don't necessarily look at the rating yet. We're going to come back to that. But first you just want to find companies that have 60 or more. I know I said 100, but sometimes those smaller companies only get a few. And it's something that's new that they're starting to work towards. These companies, if they're smart, they're going to start getting review after review after review because it's something called social proof. It's a way for them to determine whether they're good for the clients or not. And if they're not, it's a way for them to get better to make sure that they fit the needs of who they're looking for. Take the company I work for example. I can't disclose who it is because this channel has nothing to do with them, but they have 900 plus reviews and they're almost a 5-star. So we've really focused on getting the best reviews that we can get for our clients, so that way when they come to our site, they know right then and there through Google searches, through YouTube searches, even Facebook. We've gotten at least a 4.5, I believe it's actually a 4.9 total overall, where we've gotten enough people to give us a review every time we sell or talk to them or a service email goes out. We put that review in, and if we get a negative one, we handle it. We actually take it up front and work with the person to see if we can get that fixed. Don't be afraid to have a few bad reviews. That's actually a good thing. If you find a company that doesn't have all the best reviews, that's perfectly fine. That's actually normal. But now that we've found the 3 companies, we can look at some of the options. Maybe the company's new to the industry, or at least they don't have enough reviews, so go to their app. Download the app. Now keep in mind the app is something different, but we're going to talk about that now. So if they don't have a whole lot of reviews, but they have an app, let's go to the App Store or the Marketplace, whichever Android or iPhone that you're on, and go to their system. Don't download the app. Look at the reviews on the app. Now, they're not as specific to the company, but it gives you an idea of how the app works with them, and you can start reading through those. What you're going to want to do, either way you go, if you're on Google or if you're on an app, go to the search function, go into one of those companies for the reviews, and organize them by most recent. Don't look at the worst, the most popular worst. Don't look at the most popular best. I don't want to say they're biased, but they're designed for people to either agree with or disagree with, and you're going to get positives on both ends. ton of people would be like, this company saved me $700. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. And then someone else would be like, this is the worst company that denied every claim I got. And everyone was like, yeah, I agree. That's just how they do it online. A lot of people agree on the left side and a lot of people agree on the right side. So you're going to get some really good reviews and some really negative reviews. If you don't have anything in between, there's usually something wrong. It might be that they're skewing the reviews because it should have some good, some bad, and a lot of the intermediate where there's 2 and 3 and 4 stars, because that really gives you kind of a likely feel if people are giving their opinions. So we've organized it. We're reading through them. Here's what you're looking for. You're trying to find a couple things. One, what is the odds of the relationship between posts that are negative and positive? So you're trying to match yourself in these situations. They denied me for this. A review may be that they denied a customer for a certain coverage that they thought they had. That might relate to you. And if it does, that's a strike against that company. Or if it's something that it sounds like it's the agent that should have recommended the coverage, make a note. This is why I tell my customers to have almost a checklist of what you want. Most people don't necessarily know what they want as far as coverage because we weren't really taught that as kids. If you're already one of those people that know exactly the coverage you're looking for, hit that thumbs up button. You guys are set. If you're like most of us that weren't taught the coverages and don't quite understand exactly what we're looking for, we were just taught to get the cheapest deal, you got to be very, very careful. You need to watch a couple of these videos like my 101 on insurance, or subscribe or ask questions and get some more details on what kind of coverages you should be looking for. That way you're not that one guy that's on there saying I should have gotten coverage for this, but you really weren't offered the coverage and they didn't see the fit for it. So at the end of the whole process, it falls on you and you're the one that loses out because you're not covered correctly. So we've organized it. We've gotten through about 20 to 30 reviews. Spend some time, take a half hour, look at the company. It actually falls back to an Instagram post that I had saved from somebody where it says people will spend 5 minutes to find their cell phone charger, but they won't spend 5 minutes to make sure that they have the right insurance coverage. Now, it's not exactly what it said, but I put my industry in that mix. Take 5 minutes, take 15 minutes, read some of these reviews, find out what customers are saying about them. Even your large companies like State Farm and Progressive and Liberty Mutual and Farmers and all of those guys, they have agents and it's up to the agent to try to fit you in the best coverage, but it's up to you to understand what coverages you need. Once you're all set, you've gone through all the reviews and you've picked out the company that you want to go with, you guys are all set. Now, I would recommend if you guys aren't quite there yet as far as understanding the coverage and what the process is, I'm actually working on a document that's going to be a cheat sheet for you. That way you guys can download it, you'll have a checklist, you'll know what you're comparing from one company to the next. I don't have it quite built yet, I'm working on it. If you want to know more about that, subscribe, turn the bell icon on because I will announce that on this channel once that goes live. If you're interested in buying me a cup of coffee, so far a few people have. I appreciate the support for the channel. I'll put the link below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one.